Today is Tuesday, the 10th of March, and we are reading from day 69 of the Book of Mysteries by Jonathan Cahn. Day 69, The House of Spirits. "What's that?" I asked. "A house," he replied. "The ruins of a house, and that's where we're going." It was a simple rectangular dwelling made up of irregular stones and set on a plateau overlooking a small valley. It looked ancient, though whether it was decades old or thousands of years, I had no idea. We went inside and sat down. The wind was blowing through the doorway and through the many cracks and openings in its walls. "Messiah spoke of an unclean spirit," said the teacher, "coming out of a man and finding no other place to inhabit. The spirit says, 'I will return to the house I left.' And when it returns, it finds the house uninhabited, swept clean, and having been set in order. The spirit then brings along 7 other spirits more evil than itself. The man is now inhabited by 8 spirits instead of 1. Okay, so if someone turns away from evil but then returns to it, the person will end up worse off than at the start. Yes, but the principle applies to more than that. It applies to a generation and to a civilization, even to the Western civilization, he replied. In ancient times, Western civilization was a house inhabited by gods and idols, pagan and indwelt by unclean spirits. A house of spirits. Yes, but into that house came the word of God, and it was cleansed, purified, and exorcised of its unclean spirits, idols, and gods. But then what is the principle and the warning? If that civilization should then turn from God and away from His word and back to the darkness, it will end up far worse than before, than its ancient and pagan state. Yes, said the teacher, it will be inhabited by greater evils. Thus, a pre-Christian civilization is far less dangerous than a post-Christian civilization. The pre-Christian may produce a Caligula or a Nero, but it is a post-Christian that produces a Hitler and a Stalin. And so the warning is this: once you've come to the truth, never turn away, even to the slightest degree. Rather, make it your aim to draw continually closer. And the warning concerning civilization: if it turns from the light it has once known, it will end up a house of spirits. The mission: move all the more away from the darkness you left, and pray all the more for the civilization in which you dwell. And we are reading from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 12, verses 43 through 45. The Gospel of Luke, chapter 8, verses 26 through 36. Philippians, chapter 2, verse 15. And 1 Peter, chapter 2, verses 11 and 12. May the grace and peace of God be with you.